loves cone.
Cone.
Who?
Yes, they do. The little boy that loves cone.
It's knobs.
But yeah, Disney Speedstorm, waiting on that one.
Yeah. I'd be okay with that.
I hope they announce that one too. D23. But yeah, I heard something.
Yeah, I was not muted, and I hit it like less than a second after it started on my side.
I see the Nintendo dads on Twitch. Twitch is weird.
All right. We're looks like we're good. We're ready.
Oh, I need to sit back. I just saw the thing there. Okay. I gotta mute that too. Okay, another thing I need to fix too is like whenever we get subscribers, we need a pop-up because I don't see that ever unless I'm paying attention to chat. But nothing in.
Yeah, I'm normally looking at Restream's chat, not Twitch's chat, most of the time. So,
yeah.
And Restream doesn't show that. So yeah, I miss it too.
Yep.
Hey, look, Neo Prime 33, we're subscribed.
Yeah, look at that. All right, you guys ready?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh. All right.
I was really thinking Jesse would catch my reference there.
It sounded familiar, but I don't remember.
When you said, "Are you ready?" I said, "Yep."
Oh, okay. Yeah, I get that.
All right, here we go, guys. 3, 2. Welcome to Nintendo Dads, episode 391, recorded on September 8th, 2022. On tonight's episode, we talk about the impact of the news on the non-existing Nintendo Direct, new OLED Switch announced, and all kinds of questions from you. Jesse, you know what to do.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It is Nintendo Dads, episode 391. It's September 8th, 2020, and we are on the eve of Splatoon 3, or as an old person here in the South might call it, Splatoon. Splatoon 3 coming out. Get to go to the Splatlands. Woohoo! All right. Anyway,
you know what you sounded like? You sounded like the little bullets in Roger Rabbit. That gun that had the cartoon bullets.
I hit the woo button, but since I have the music in background, you didn't hear it because the woo.
I heard the
quiet.
woo. I heard the
woo. It was just very
quiet. Some people heard the woo. It's okay. Yeah, guys.
If you didn't hear the woo, rewind it and try harder.
Yeah, try harder. It's a game. It's a Nintendo Dad's embedded game.
Yes,
just for you. Joining me on the show tonight, you've already heard them, but our usual cast of characters. One of which is being Mr. Jesse Waldack. How are you, buddy?
Pretty good. One of my mom's favorite sayings when I was a kid was, boy, are you a character? And, oh, no, shoot, how did it go? Wait, now I don't remember how it went, but when you said character, I don't
know what's funnier, the fact that you can't remember it or...
Yeah. It builds character, and boy, are you a character. That's what she would say.
There we go. Yeah, so I guess is being here with us building character?
I don't know who to blame the gray hair on more, my kids or you guys.
We'll just blame it on... Look.
Blame it on Justin.
Yes.
No.
He's the start. The hierarchy.
Blame it on Zach. We'll just blame it on Zach.
Oh, there we go. Zach.
It's all his fault. He's not going to be here to rebuff us, right?
Yeah, and that way Justin can blame it on him too.
But with this camera, you can't see the gray. It looks brown, but you know.
I know. I like it. I like it. You look good. You're looking good.
I don't know why it looks brown.
You're looking good. It's because it's
the
highlighting
magic
your best
of TV.
features. It's funny that you mention your mom's phrases because a lot of the things my mom told me when I was a kid, I can't repeat on here because we're a family show. But speaking of a family show, Tim Off. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right. Had a reminder of how being adult can sometimes suck this week.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
That means you got a bill or you had to pay something. That was
No, close. It was someone stole my debit card number and bought $1,000 worth of stuff.
Tim, I'm really sorry about that.
That's fun.
The closest of that's ever happened to me.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put up these new Switch OLEDs I got in the mail.
Yeah, the closest that's ever happened to me was someone got a hold of my PayPal account and did $1,000 withdrawal to deposit somewhere else. But because it was a new, the destination was a new account, it was going to take a week to process. So that money sat in escrow for a week. So I said, cancel. So I still had to wait a week before that money got returned to me, but I did get the money back, and then I changed my passwords, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Well, guys, we
fun
have
times.
We have a tiny little bowl of news to talk about tonight, but that gives us a lot of time for other things like what we've been playing and your questions. And who knows, news will probably run long because this is Nintendo Dads, and it happens. So how about we dive right into it, shall we? And our news is brought to us by you guys over at patreon.com/Nintendo Dads, where you can go and join up and be a part of the greatest community in the world. Yes, I said it. I'm not playing anymore. I've said in the past, one of the greatest communities. Nah, we are the greatest community. I've said
we are the
Salby show.
This is where we use the word "the." We are the community.
Yeah, we are the greatest community in the world. Our show tonight is also brought to us by our sponsors at Manscaped, but we'll hear about that later. And Tim, before we get into the news here, I guess this is kind of news. Why is there a countdown clock on NintendoDads.org?
Because we're counting down to an announcement of something very special next Thursday that we are excited to be announcing at that time. So we had to put a countdown counter on it. We had to. If
you were a Nintendo Dads fan, chances are you would want to watch our social media next Thursday morning to see what all the ruckus is about, right?
Probably be announced on our show, actually, I think.
Well, yeah, that's right.
Well, see, I thought we were going to have a video ready for the morning and then talk about it on the show later as well. Oh. So I think we still have to iron out that. And if that's the case, then we'll have to move. I think the timer is set to go for record time next week. So if we do have a video ready to go in the morning, we'll turn the crank a few hours ahead. Yeah.
So what we're actually saying is, if you're a fan of the show, we have absolutely no clue what we're doing.
Like everything else.
If they're fans of the show, they've known that already.
They know this already. We fly by the seat of our pants.
If you want to, you can go over to NintendoDads.org and you can check out the really cool countdown timer, and you can count along with it and waste the next 8 days of your life. Count down.
Or come listen live next Thursday. Can I tell you something,
Tim? I don't know if you know this, and listeners, I don't know if you know this, something really cool happens at the end when it goes to 0. So you got to wait and see. All right. Something cool really happens. So
6 days, 23 hours, 49 minutes. And
okay. Yep. We'll be playing Splatoon 3 before then.
Crap. Now
getting right into the news
special
here.
That happens at the end of the counter.
Yeah. Something special happens at the end of the countdown. Tim, the joke was to get people to watch it, and then nothing happens. All right, because I know.
Joke is now I got to figure out something to happen.
It needs to just, you know what it needs to be? It needs to be a little animation of a little Robo-Jesse running.
There we go.
Technical difficulties, please stand by. So let's dive right into the news.
I like that idea for a video. We need to do that.
Yes. Yep. Little Robo-Jesse sweating, chasing some cogs that have broken off the Nintendo Dad's machine.
Yes.
There you go.
It actually kind of reminds me of someone else's technical difficulties or be right back message, but
Justin in the back, peeking out from behind the machine, shaking his fist.
Yeah.
In a business suit. I'd be over in the corner eating donuts. Tim would be wearing a hat, standing there with a clipboard, making sure everything's going right. There you go. See, we've got it all. Somebody just needs to animate this. Somebody needs to make it.
There's some amazing pixel artists out there that if they're listening to us, it would be
just
cool to
as
get
a hint
pixel
here.
animation.
Can I just say this just as a hint? Christmas is coming up, and I would love to see myself as a pixel art character. I really would.
Funny.
I would use it for everything, even like real life work, professional photos. I would do that. But anyway, let's talk news. We got a few news items here. First, just real quick, we know we've got a lot of listeners across the pond in England and the United Kingdom, and we want to offer our condolences to them and to other people in the world who may be mourning the death of Queen Elizabeth, who passed away this afternoon by our time. The Queen of England passed away at, and I don't know how to say this, I'm probably saying it wrong, Balmoral. And those around the world mourning her death, and the royal family as well. Nintendo Dads, condolences go out to you. But the whole reason that we're mentioning this is, of course, some community member Frosticles, who is in our Discord. He's from the UK and actually got to meet the Queen of England when he was 10 years old. And so he says today is a very sad day. But he also brings up the fact that Jeff Grubb, who is a noted Nintendo insider, kind of knows rumors and puts things out there, has been on our show before, has also reported that the upcoming Nintendo Direct that is rumored is more than likely postponed now due to the Queen's passing. Big deal. So, what do you guys think about
respects. That? Nintendo's showing their respects, obviously. So, yeah. I mean, just like they did with the Advance Wars, they delayed that, even though some of us didn't, don't understand that part, maybe in some cases, or some of us do. And I think it's probably the same with this one. It's like, but for me, I see it why they're doing it, because the Queen has been around my whole entire lifetime. She's always been the Queen of England.
Oh,
so
I think she was Queen of England when my mother was born.
Yeah. So
I think it was like 52 or something like that when she
was 96. She was 96 years old.
No. 1952 is when she got the crown.
When she became queen, yeah. So somewhere around there.
It was
just after World War II. It was just after World War II. Geez. So
you can say it like that. People here in the South say it like that all the time. Oh, we're down in World War II.
Yeah.
It's all one word. World War II. World War II.
Yep. World War II. Yes. Anyways, but that's just the impact of what she's done through our entire life for the world in some instances is why I think Nintendo is probably going to delay it. If there was a such thing as a Nintendo Direct coming next week, like everything was rumored to be, then it's most likely going to be delayed.
The next week.
So, but we won't know. We will never know this because they never announced anything.
Unless Kit and Krista tell us.
Yeah.
But I don't know what insider knowledge they might have anymore.
I think Jeff Grubb is their insider information too.
He may be. I don't know.
He's been mentioned on this show multiple times.
Yeah, our good friend Jeff Grubb. I think they hang out on a regular basis. Probably go parasailing with Krista and eat artisanal sandwiches. So yeah, that's really all we have to say about that. Hey, there are though some actual Nintendo news items this week. We came across this one earlier. For those of you who are still playing Mario Kart Tour, guys, I didn't know this, but this game has done very well for Nintendo. Obviously, has generated an estimated $293 million since its release. That is according to Sensor Tower. But later on this month, Mario Kart Tour will get an update, and it will no longer be a gacha style game. In other words, all the pipes for characters and everything that will be removed. All of those things will now be purchasable only through the item shop. And along with that, battle mode will be added to Mario Kart Tour, which is very interesting when you consider, I mean, if you've played Mario Kart Tour, it's, it drives for you pretty much. It's going to be interesting to see what battle mode does with that. Like, are you playing other people's ghosts? Are you playing them online for real at the time? Because, when you race on Mario Kart Tour, you're not really racing people because you can play it offline. You're racing ghosts that's downloaded. So what do you guys think about this? It's a very interesting development from Nintendo. Why do you think that they're moving away from this gacha system?
I gotta have two thoughts. One, gacha income might be slowing down, so they have weighed the scales between continuing at that and introducing the game to countries where gacha mechanics are illegal. So by removing the gacha mechanics, they can now release the game in those other countries.
That is true.
Well,
I think speaking of England, have them not recently done a big crackdown on stuff like that? I know they did with Overwatch's loot boxes, but
yeah, I don't know if I'm imagining things or not, but I thought Germany might be one of the countries. There are other countries outside of Europe as well. There's a list of countries where gacha mechanics are not allowed in their gaming.
Yeah,
I should probably look that up.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I mean, it's a huge change to the game when you think about it and the way that it's done. I mean, there's been several times that I would go back to the game and want one of the characters that was a pipe only character and never got them. And there's no way to do it until they pop up later on in the store, and they are hugely expensive. But
So I found an article in Screen Rant that has countries' laws regarding loot boxes. And while some of them are a limitation, some of them are you have to show the stats, and some of them are just outright banned. Countries mentioned are China, Netherlands, Belgium. That's the one I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Honorable mention is UK. I'm not sure. I didn't read the whole article. I'm just looking at the highlights. So yeah, Belgium is the one I was thinking of.
So here's some other numbers that might widen your eyes a little bit. Mario Kart Tour currently has 172 different gliders, 246 different karts, and 193 playable characters.
What are those numbers again, real quick? Just rattle out the numbers.
172 for gliders, 246 for karts, and 193 for playable characters.
Total number of combinations is 8,166,216 ways to play.
And they have Waluigi dressed as a vampire, which, I mean, why wouldn't you want this game? This actually makes me want to play this more, considering the fact that they're going to have to change their strategy. And, the one commenter on the article I'm reading this from says, does it have to be a revolving shop though? Now it's full FOMO. And you're right. I mean, you miss out on it and it's gone. But yep. I'd be interested to know if anybody out there is like me and this makes them want to play Mario Kart 2 or more. Because I think those gacha mechanics are slimy anyway. Like it's real.
I agree.
Iffy.
And we'll get back to that later on in the show. But at least it's a free game.
That's true. It is a free game. Free game.
Free to start. But I have no interest in going back to this.
Yeah. Tim, you gonna play any more Mario Kart Tour and check it out for battle mode?
I'll have to re-download it. I tried it when it first came out, and it was fun for a little bit, and then I don't play very much on my mobile phone.
I think you had more fun than I did with your little bit. I don't think I had fun. I didn't enjoy it at all.
I still got it on my phone, but I boot it up maybe like once a year. We're the kind of people that Nintendo doesn't want talking about their mobile
Or did I not even
games.
download it? I don't remember. It's been so long, I don't remember. It might be possible I never downloaded it.
I want them to quit working on Mario Kart Tour and just make a new Mario Kart. How about that? just put all these ideas in a brand new Mario Kart, and don't make it pay to win or pay to play. There you go. Just $60, 100. Just keep adding characters.
We're still promised 32 tracks for the game we have.
I know. They can just go ahead and dump all those at once and then make a new Mario Kart game. Mario Kart Infinite, meaning that it will infinitely be sold by Nintendo from now on. Regular track. And like, I would love to see it get to a point where it's like Mario Kart Infinite now has 204 characters, 400 carts, 300 gliders, and 256 tracks of fun.
37 million ways to play.
Yep. Nintendo Switch 3, Mario Kart Infinite Deluxe. Anyway. Speaking of Nintendo Switch, though, a brand new Nintendo Switch OLED model was announced this week to coincide with the release of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. It will feature red and purple Joy-Cons with school logos from the respective games. The dock shows the legendary Pokemon in front, the Miraidon and Corridon. It does not include game software, and this will be available on November 4th ahead of the release on November 18th. And our Discord member Hoots asked a question of us. He says, which one looks cooler, the Pokemon or the Splatoon themed OLED model? He said there's still a Splatoon model at his local Target and he's torn. And thank you, whoever put these images in the doc. That's really nice. I appreciate that.
He did.
So all Nintendo Switch OLED docks are going to be white now. Is that what we're getting at here?
That's what that's where it seems to be going.
Okay, at least for special editions.
I'm going to let you guys answer this one first. Which one looks better, Splatoon or Pokemon?
You're not going to like my answer. I like the Pokemon dock, but the Splatoon Joy-Con. If they did,
I'm fine with that answer.
If they did a gradient red, shades of red and shades of purple, I probably would like that better. Because I do like that gradient look.
Yeah.
And I agree with Blanco
is really
that,
nice. Super.
And I agree with Blanco that Nintendo missed an opportunity to, when you slide in the Joy-Con, you see a little color bar pop out to actually have the gradient color in that color bar.
I agree. I also think that they missed an opportunity for when those Joy-Cons slide in that it didn't make like a Splatoon sound. Like,
see, now you're getting all complicated now. That's going to slow things down.
Those things are in there. Those things are in there already. I'm not complicated.
No,
Tim, what about you? Pokemon or Splatoon?
That, the first thing I thought of, I didn't even think of which one of these I would want or which one I prefer. The first thing I thought of when this second one came out, a little bit during Splatoon, but then when they announced this one, I was like, oh my gosh, there's going to be a Zelda 2 special edition OLED.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there is. I'm holding out for that one.
The Joy-Con going to be green and gold.
So I can't. I'm like, I don't care about these two because I have that thought in my head that when Zelda 2 comes
Splatoon
out,
one real bad. I'm not gonna lie. I want the Splatoon one.
For me, it's like I just Zelda 2. That's all I see right now. Zelda 2 special edition.
I'm gonna say something, and y'all, I don't know if people believe this, but I do try to keep it positive on the show. But I am in total agreement with Dan from Retro Logic that this is garbage. This Pokemon one is awful. It's minimal effort.
Oh, you have to go down that route.
The back of the Switch, is ugly.
I like it because I think I like the way that it looks like it was tagged almost like it was, graffiti in a way. Even though it would make more sense on the Splatoon one to do that, it's still, I like it. I think it's kind of cool. It pops.
Yeah, I'm not
it pops.
I'm not a fan of it at all.
But hey, I respect Dan's opinion on it. I respect your opinion on it.
Thanks.
So
Not that I would ever
I'm
look at the
going-
back because
I'm not going to buy it anyways.
or I'm playing it.
Right.
looking at
I'm
the
not
front.
either. But
I'm going to wait for the Zelda 2 and probably not buy that one because I'm hoping for a Metroid Prime 4, our special edition one.
There you go. I knew that was happening. There's always, Tim, you're always going to be able to save money on this because you're always going to be able to say, oh, there's another edition coming.
No,
There's another
I'm
one.
holding out for that
There's
Metroid
another
Prime
one.
4.
But you know what?
edition.
Here's what you can do. You can live vicariously through John Blanco because he's
Yes.
going to get them all. He is the Ash Ketchum of Nintendo Switch versions.
Is he, or is he just getting the boxes? I couldn't
Oh
remember.
no,
if
he
was
got
getting-
he got this one. There's a
Okay.
video up on our YouTube channel.
Well, I know he's got the Splatoon one.
Here is probably going to get them all as well, is because he's a Joy-Con collector.
That's
Yes.
true. Yeah, you can. Pear Schneider, you can go and check him out.
I've seen people do that where they just get the Joy-Cons and then they sell off the dock and then they
I
sell
would
off.
really be okay if Nintendo would sell these Joy-Cons as a separate thing. I think that's money on the table.
I would
Yes.
buy them
They're-
if they
they're
sold them
leaving-
separately.
If the Joy-Cons, if Nintendo would release a set of those Splatoon Joy-Cons with a white Joy-Con grip that had Splatoon stuff on it, front and back, money, right? Tell me I'm wrong. When I start lying, tell me. All right. If
Hey,
they
sounds like
release
you're
the
doing good.
Pokemon,
I haven't
if they-
used the
if they
grip in
release it-
years, but
but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know, if they release it as a deluxe pack, as a bundle. See, I didn't even know that there was a Splatoon 3 Pro controller at all. That flew completely under my radar, and now I can't find one. and want
I knew
one.
about it, but had forgotten about it.
So I was hoping some more would be, out for release day, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. So you can buy one on eBay for $89 though.
Only
Get bent scalpers. That's all I'm gonna say. Anyway. Jesse, help me out here too. There were, and this is not in our notes, but there was some other Pokemon news, brand new trailer. Scarlet and Violet dropped as well that announced this around the time of this, right?
Couple new characters.
It came out around the same time. I was actually trying to avoid it, but I ended up seeing on Twitter everything. The nice cat butt you got there, Tim.
Yeah, thanks.
But there was some new Pokemon was announced. There's going to be one of them looks like it could come out of a Mega Man game. It has one variant for Scarlet and one variant for
Ceruledge.
Yeah, I don't know the name.
And Armor Rouge.
Yep.
Yeah. That sounds
One has
sounds
sword
familiar.
hands and the other one's got armor. It's crazy.
Did I know Pokemon names before Jesse?
Yes.
Well, it sounded like Jesse was trying to avoid the information.
Sorry.
So
I totally
but no,
ruined
it's-
it.
Then they showed this crab Pokemon, and apparently you have to fight like Titan.
Yeah.
Larger version, kind of similar to Totem Pokemon from Sun Moon.
What I noticed about those two characters, the armor one and the sword one, which is kind of funny I'm saying that considering the last set of Pokemon games we got.
With Sword and Shield.
Yeah. The one with the swords was more aggressive Pokemon, where the armor one is not as aggressive.
Yeah.
But
So,
the thing that I'm more interested in and learning more about is they're going to have like an auto battle mode. So just kind of if you remember in Arceus, you were able to send out your Pokemon a short distance to start a battle or knock fruit out of a tree and collect it and whatever. But here, if you set your Pokemon following you out, if it runs into a wild Pokemon, it won't just start an encounter. It'll just fight it on its own. So you can still go off another direction and do your own thing while your buddy Pokemon is doing its thing.
nice.
Totally abandon your Pokemon and make it fight for you like a slave.
So that could could be interesting. What they can do, what they can do with it. Again,
Yeah.
something that taking something they learned from Arceus and expanding on it. That's what I wanted to see.
Yes.
Because I like
Well,
what
I
they
mean,
did in Arceus.
it actually
Same.
looks like there's several things from Arceus that it's gone and expanded on, and so it's really cool. I mean, I think that this game looks really really neat. And one of the other things that was revealed in this trailer was that there are 3 different main stories that you can play.
Yes.
And you can choose which ones of those you want to do and what order you want to do those in. And so I think that between that and between the ability to play with friends, co-op adventure, the brand new Pokemon, the advances from Arceus that we're seeing. I mean, one of the gripes that people had from Sword and Shield was this is not enough advancement. And now we have this, and that's not even counting, the fact that we're going to get DLC. And that's inevitable with this Pokemon game,
Right.
because Sword and Shield proved that it's effective. And so, and that people will buy it. So there's going to be DLC for this. I was going to play it because my son and I were buying the dual pack. He's getting Scarlet and I'm getting Violet. I'm okay. I was okay with it, but like this trailer helped me like buy into the game. So I'm thankful for that. Like now I'm excited about Violet. I'm ready for it.
Yeah.
Solo something says, "Go forth and bring me back riches from afar."
Yeah. Sunder forth, my Pokemon.
Ninfrendos asks, "Will there be monsties?"
No. No. They stay in their own game and we don't talk about it. So yeah. Anyway.
Mecha goes, I think they announced that in the last trailer, talking about the 3 stories. They did say there was going to be 3 stories, but they didn't detail them, where this new trailer kind of put more detail into them, and they introduced us to the new team, quote unquote. I don't know.
Team Star Team, something like that.
But that pose that they do is going to get old fast. Did you see it?
Yeah. Can I say this? I will say one thing about Pokemon. I think it's time to lose the every game has a team. If you really wanted to shake up the formula, it's time. And
they don't want to they don't want to overdo it yet.
Well, yeah, that's going to be their one innovation for the next one, right?
Right.
Anyway, also asks, will the trees be 28% better?
I'm sure they will. They've been working hard on the trees. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet comes out November 18th. So if you're excited about that, let us know. And let us know why. One game release update that we want to give you this week as we close out our news. I love this. There's a game coming out on October 6th called Europa. YOUROP. Hey, it is described on the Nintendo website as a gravity-defying puzzle platform paint adventure. Why are we mentioning this? Because Europa was first seen in an indie direct in August 2019. We talked about this episode. We talked about this direct in episode 245. We have done 150 something episodes since we first saw this game. Hey, guess what? It's coming out in about a month.
Finally, jeez.
Been waiting. Gosh, my Switch has been languishing, waiting for Europa.
Now I could get on with my Switch life now that this game is coming out.
Now, see, what you guys don't understand is Tim had to get over his longing and desire for Europa to finish Breath of the Wild.
I had to force myself to finish Breath of the Wild because I didn't.
Every moment
I don't know when
languishing on my couch thinking of Europa.
Yes,
I can't.
I just had to put it out of my mind.
If you're the developer of Europa and you're watching this, we're sorry. We apologize, guys. That's our
to be serious though for a moment. I'm sure COVID had hit them the hardest.
Oh, absolutely.
The way it seems so.
Absolutely. And look, here's the deal. It's nowhere near as delayed as Chicken Wiggle. So,
Oh, geez.
Yeah, they originally said that they were planning on a winter 2019 release.
there you go. Well,
You
with
had to
that
bring
being
up
said,
shipping.
and without opening the pit of despair anymore, let's move into an ad break from our sponsor, Manscaped.
All right. If you haven't heard already, it's Smooth Sack Summer. We're getting towards the end of that Smooth Sack Summer. When you're playing the summer sun, make sure you're escaped from pubes to bum. That's right. This is the summer to keep your balls cool while still looking hot with Manscaped. The leader in below the waist grooming is making sure we all have a ball this summer by giving our pants partners everything they need to stay fresh. Dive head first into Smooth Sack Summer by going to Manscaped for 20% off plus free shipping with our code NINDADS, NINDADS. You know, every time I say that, it reminds me of the commercial that we used to have here. I don't know if you guys had it where you were, but it was diamonds or something. It was like 1-800-DIAMONDS, DIAMONDS or something like that. So
Doesn't ring a bell.
It was something that they did all the time here, so it's stuck in my head. Sorry, and that's
Maybe
why
it was a
makes me
local
think of this.
tour.
It probably was, and that's why I think of that whenever I say 20% off and free shipping with our code NINDADS, NINDADS. Jeez. Anyways, we all here, we get the Manscaped products. We're thankful for the support they give us. If it hadn't been for them reaching out to us and saying, here, try our stuff, we obviously had to try it before we supported it. So we've been getting it. Like I get all their shampoos and I get the lip balm,
creams and lotions.
Yes. And the crop preserver and all that kind of stuff. So what about you guys?
Lip balm, shampoo, conditioner.
We get all this stuff, right?
Crop preserver.
Yeah, all that same stuff.
Yeah,
it's good stuff.
Jesse?
Yeah, and I pretty much use all of the above when they're deodorant.
Yes. Yep. All this stuff goes well together. I always get compliments from my wife whenever she smells that stuff. So, hey, it must be working good. So don't forget about their other products like the Lawnmower 4.0 for trimming in, the below the belt areas. Also, don't forget about their Shears 2.0. They have those type of things, the luxury nail grooming kit. They also have a Performance Package 4.0, where you can get their boxers and shed travel bag when you get the whole package together. So it's 2 free gifts. So 2 free gifts on top of getting 20% off and free shipping with our code NINDADS. That's it from our sponsor, Manscaped. Now on to events.
All right, guys. So it's almost time. We're winding up for the dinner table every third Friday of the month. We get together with the Discord community to discuss what's on everybody's mind. And if you want to join in, if you're a patron or Twitch of the show or a Twitch subscriber, you just join the Discord call on Friday, September 16th, 2022 at 10 p.m. Eastern. I think that this month, maybe some folks might be playing some Splatoon 3 during the dinner table.
I would not be surprised.
Yeah. So
we do whatever we want there. Like if we all get together and it's like, hey, let's play some Splatoon while we're talking. We probably will do that. And we'll be in the Discord channels doing that.
I like it. Also want to mention Extra Life Game Day, which is coming up November 5th. If we recruit 7 new team members between August 25th and September 25th, the team will get $100 USD, and each team member will get $10 USD to start. So here's how you join. I
think we already have 3 or 4 lined up, right? So there's definitely, if you're interested in joining the team, there's room for you.
Yeah, we're close. We are close.
And it doesn't mean we're limited at 7. We can have more than that.
We can have definitely. We want more than that for sure. It's just
we want people all
have
over
to at least get 7 in order to get these.
We want people all over the world playing under Team Nintendo Dads. And really, you guys know what Extra Life is about. It's about beating the Megadads.
Yep. They have a goal of $5,000.
And healing sick kids, I guess.
Yes.
No, it really is about the kids. And if we beat Megadads, then that's, even better. Here's how you sign up. You go over to our page, nintendodads.org, look for the Extra Life link in the upper right-hand corner of the page, and click on that. It'll take you to our team page. You sign up right there. Look, guys, even if you're planning on raising like a minimal amount of money, whatever you consider a minimal amount of money, if it's $100, if it's $20, $250, $500, it doesn't have to be in the thousands. It doesn't even have to be in the hundreds. If you think you can play for a while and raise $50, great. Go over there, sign up, put that as your goal. It'll contribute to the team goal. Or you can go to extra-life.org and you can search for Nintendo Dads. That's all one word, Nintendo Dads. And you'll see our team name pop up. It's Nintendo Dads 2022. You'll go in there, you'll join, you'll become part of the team, and you'll help push us on and forward to greatness. We shall persevere. We shall win.
We've got 4 that have joined our team, and we've got 3 left.
3 left to join the team. Yep. Am I one of those? Am I on the team? I hope I am.
I'm getting feedback. Is anybody else getting feedback?
No, sounds fine to me.
Okay.
Must be you.
What is going on? Okay, anyway, I'll figure it out. You guys.
Hey, it's cool. It's cool. Did we join? Did I join the team, Tim? Am I on Team Nintendo Dads?
I don't see your name on the team yet.
What?
I don't see your name on the team yet.
Well,
I see Isaac's name, but not your name.
Now we only need 2. That's embarrassing. I thought we had done that. Okay, that's cool. Nintendo Dad. See, I'm going to show you right now how easy it is to join up. I'm going to do it right here. Oh, and our goal, ironically, is also $5,000.
I figured
join
it
our
out.
Team.
I figured what out? The
feedback? I was on the Extra Life site, and I was like, why am I getting feedback? Because I forgot our Twitch account is on our team site.
Yeah, there we go. You know why I hadn't joined up, guys? Can I tell you why?
Sure.
I hadn't joined up because I was waiting until this month so I could become an Extra Life Platinum member. Just where you get all the cool gifts and swags.
Ah, yes.
And my goal just individually will be $2,500. So,
dang.
Playing for Le Bonheur.
Big bucks.
Le Bonheur Children's Hospital out of Memphis. So yeah, I'm doing it while we're sitting here talking, and I'm hoping that while I'm sitting here talking about it, somebody else is going in there too.
We can get 2 more people.
A member of Extra Life Team Nintendo Dads. It's going to be awesome. Heck yeah. Hey, can I tell you what? Can I say this? You don't have to play the same day. Like, you don't have to play on the November 5th and 6th. If that weekend does not work for you, you can go the next weekend, like my son Isaac is doing. He's coming in on the 11th and 12th. So he wanted to break off. He wanted to break off from old dad this year.
Technically, you have until the end of the year. So
that is correct. That is correct. So you can head over to extralife.com and help us defeat the Megadads.
You could do a Halloween episode if you wanted to.
A spooky Extra Life where you only play scary games. I love it.
All kinds of different ways.
There's all kinds of ways you can do it. But guys, head over to nintendodads.org, click on Extra Life up in the right-hand corner of the page, and boom, there you go. All right, guys, we're about to unleash something on you that I don't think you're quite ready for. It's time for Jesse's PokéMinute.
So this is something experimental. If it doesn't work, let me know. If it works, let me know, because I'm curious to know how this sounds. Pika. Not that one.
Pikachu. I hate you all.
September Community Day to feature Roggenrola. Sunday, September 18th from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. local time. Evolve Boldore before 10 p.m. to get a Gigalith that knows the charged attack Meteor Beam. Tickets for the Community Day event Rock and Roll will be available for $1 USD. During the event, egg incubators will be 4 times as efficient, 2 times chance for trainers level 31 and up to receive Candy XL from catching Pokemon. 2 times candy will be earned for catching Pokemon. Lore modules activated will last 3 hours. Incense activated will last 3 hours. Take a few snapshots during Community Day for a surprise. Up until 10 p.m., once one additional special trade can be made for a total of 2, and trades made will require 50% less Stardust. At 5 p.m., Boldore will start appearing as 4-star raids until 10 p.m. These encounters cannot be done remotely. Once a Boldore raid is complete, Roggenrola will begin to appear in a 300-meter radius around the gym that hosted the raid for 30 minutes.
On to what we've been playing.
Y'all, listen, I'm scared. I'm scared. Jesse,
merged.
Robo-Jesse has become sentient. And all I can expect after that is for you to have a button on your shoulder that when you push it, your chest pops open and animal tapes fly out.
Ravage. I need you to put that back on and say Ravage.
Can you put that back on and say Soundwave superior, Constructicons inferior?
Yeah.
Soundwave superior. I already forgot.
Soundwave never forgets. I love it. It's so good.
But if you're looking on YouTube, I found my animal.
There he is. It's Ravage.
Yes. Ravage has escaped.
He's escaped. Put him back in your chest.
There he is.
You don't fit.
I was really hoping that cat would flip out on you when you did that.
Well, the thing is, I don't hear the robot voice when I talk, and
it's
only
fantastic.
you guys heard it.
Fantastic. It's really good. Yeah, it's a great effect. Tim, why don't we start with you? Talk about what you've been playing. One game that I've been playing too, but also another one I'm really interested in.
Sure. I'll start with one that you haven't played yet or not interested in, and then we'll roll into the one we've both been playing. I've been playing Disney Dreamlight Valley. In fact, I played some before we got on today, which is probably the reason why I was late getting on to the pre-show. But it was fun playing some Disney Dreamlight Valley. I did a stream of it, getting started in there. It was my second stream because the first one I did was a couple weeks ago, setting up the avatar. I successfully imported that avatar into Dreamlight Valley and did that during the stream. So there is a video out there in case you're interested, want to go check it out. And if time works out, I may stream more of this on a weekly basis, just as I get through the game. Seems like it would be kind of fun to do. But trying to decide if I want to do that every Tuesday night or every Friday night or whatever. So I'll figure it out, and then I'll post it to the community and let everybody know. But the game's fun, and we all been debating what it's a cross with. We definitely all agree that it has parts of Animal Crossing in there, in the game, in this Disney Dreamlight Valley. But the other parts of it's been like a little bit of Stardew Valley, which I thought was kind of interesting because, Stardew Valley, Dreamlight Valley, kind of this got a valley thing going on there. Or there's also, what else do we say? I said Genshin Impact, because Genshin Impact is an open world where you can gain things through the different currencies, if you will, in the game to level up your character or customize your character. I can't remember if you can customize anything else in there. Because I haven't played Genshin Impact enough. But in Disney Dreamlight Valley, you can customize your character, customize your house, just like you can in Animal Crossing, but you're going on adventures, you're going on quests. And I've finished a few quests before on the stream that I did, and also some more before I got on here. And that's the part I'm really enjoying. I actually haven't done much customization to my own house yet, but I'm going to save that for the next stream I do, to kind of share the ability to, go in the house and add, some customization to it. I did play around with it a tiny bit because as a part of a quest, I had to add a stove in order to cook something. So there is crafting and cooking in the game as well. But that small experience, plus hearing Nick talk about it on our Game Pass News family of podcasts, they talked about it there. He was saying that the customization is not as intuitive as Animal Crossing is, and it isn't as free flowing as that felt. Nintendo did a really good job with that, and Disney needs to learn from that. We were like, just steal it, just do the same thing. We're already used to Animal Crossing.
Tim, I'm sitting here like hearing the comparisons to Animal Crossing.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, when this game was first shown off, I was like, oh yeah, it's Animal Crossing with Disney characters.
But with quests.
But with quests.
But
okay.
With quests.
So let me ask you this. Is there, I mean, this is going to sound like a weird question, but is there a game here, or are you just like walking around and hanging out with Disney characters?
There's a game.
There is a game. Okay.
Yep, because you're building up the game. The game right now is to build up the friendship with those characters in order to, and I'm still learning more and more about this game. This is something I just realized as I was playing more of the game before getting on. Was basically I'm building up my friendship level with these characters, and as I build them up, I gain more customization items, but I also open up more of Dreamlight Valley. I'm freeing Dreamlight Valley of this forgetting that it has, and these vines that it has. But like I said, I'm still learning more about it. As I get more further into it, I'll hopefully be able to explain it better. But there is a game there. The game is, I mean, if you're into that kind of thing, like the Animal Crossing thing, that's the game right there for a lot of people. So, but in some instances, it's not the game. It could be boring for some people.
I may be wrong, but when I thought when we first heard about this game, when it first got announced on a direct, that it was called free to play.
It is free to play. It will be free to play in 2023. Right now, it's only available early access if you bought a Founders Pack.
And the Founders Pack is $30
to start.
At least
$30. It's 30.
So at least $30 to get the game. So do you recommend that people buy it, or do you recommend that people wait?
If you're on the fence, you wait. But if you're like me and many others who had fun with Animal Crossing and enjoy quests, like if you had any experience with quests with other games, like even Legend of Zelda, you had your, major quests there, the major quest lines, and then your side quests.
It sounds an awful lot to me.
Yeah,
if you have Xbox Game Pass, you that also comes with you get the Founders Edition with that and can play it now.
The standard $30 one.
Yeah, I can check it out there.
There you go.
Did you ever play Disney Magical Worlds for 3DS?
Yes.
So how does that compare to this? Because it sounds just kind of like a newer version of that in a way.
Yes. It is kind of a newer version of that with the newer mechanics that, the gaming world has these days, obviously.
So this is for Disney fans. This is for, do you think is it a good kids game right now?
Definitely good. Right now I've seen it as a good kids game that kids definitely would get into it. In fact, Drew from the Dads After Dark family podcast there, he's been playing it, or wanting to play with it. I don't think he got to it yet, but he's playing it for his kids because his kids are, Disney fanatics. Of course, Drew is a Disney fanatic too. So, but
his kids are a little older. Well, I think it's better. You want to be careful with younger kids because, I don't know. I haven't played the game, so I don't know how nasty the microtransactions are and how greedy they may be.
Yeah, right now I haven't seen any microtransactions because they're still in, early access. So I don't think that's opened up yet because you're buying already into the game with the Founders Pack.
But they will.
But I'm sure there could be, yes. Because there's all kinds of different things you collect. And I'm still learning about what that is. And even I think probably the better one that put it together, but they're still learning, is the Game Pass news guys over there. They talked about the currencies and what you can collect and trying to figure it out because you can collect stars and moonshines. No, it's not moonshines. It's something else.
After you play the game, you might want to collect a few moonshines if it's
that's a different game.
That's a different thing. So there's some moon things you can select or collect.
So it sounds like you're collecting all of the Lucky Charm marshmallows.
Yes, you got to collect all the Lucky Charm marshmallows,
Green
and then
clovers,
you can buy various things
yellow
with them.
stars, red balloons.
So yes,
I remember when those were new.
Right now,
when the balloons were new, yeah.
Let's find out how it goes, like in the coming weeks as we go along.
Yeah, I want to see what your interest in this game is over the next little bit.
But right now, I'm kind of riding on the high right now that, hey, this is cool. I'm interacting with some cool characters and I'm questing and completing tasks.
Let me ask you this. Will everybody interact with the same characters, or is there like a gotcha mechanic or something like that where the characters will be different?
I think all the characters are the same.
Okay.
Because it's part of the same quests.
Oh, okay. I got you. Okay.
But I believe that eventually as the world starts opening up, because right now I'm just getting started. And I think the world opens up more and more as you get going. And you could probably go on your own paths. So you could, kind of like Legend of Zelda. I'm on the plateau right now, in the game, comparing it to Breath of the Wild. I'm on the plateau. I'm still learning a lot of things about the game, putting things together, collecting the things I can do, learning what I can do in the game. There will be a point where I get off the plateau and then open up the world and be able to do a lot more things. And I think that's when everybody's going to be able to go on their own paths.
Are we playing Zelda now, or are we still?
I know. I'm just using it as an analogy. So
look, yeah, it's cool.
It's taken a lot of elements from a lot of different things, but because it's Disney, you get to play with the Disney characters. So, and you get to you can dress up in a lot of the Disney type attire and stuff. So if you're, I'll say this, if you're a fan of Animal Crossing, if you're a fan of Disney and you are totally into completing tasks, then you're probably going to like this game. And collectibles. There's a ton of collectibles. I mean, there's probably like 10 different types of things you can collect in there, and just on one of the pages I can think of right now. So, and I'm not even focusing on all of those, because you can garden, you can cook, you can quest, you can mine, you build friendships, you can fish. There's so much stuff to do in there. But again, let's keep going with this. I'm going to report back in another week and see if I'm still riding high on it.
Yeah, I'll be interested. To see, because I'm a Disney fan.
Yes.
But I don't know if I want to dive into another life sim.
Yes.
That's what this is.
It is categorized as a life sim adventure.
Okay.
So
good deal.
Any of those things appeal to you, then you might want to check it out, especially if you have Game Pass already. Then you might as well jump into the Founders Pack, because you get the standard Founders Pack, the $30 one, with your Game Pass.
Pretty crazy.
So, and that also means that, like for me, here's an example. You cannot, if you get it on Game Pass, you cannot go to can't go to the Switch and play it because you have to have the Founders Pack on all of the systems in order to connect it right now. Because until the free to play version comes out.
So it is cross console, but you have to still have to buy it on the Switch.
You still have to have. You're only buying access to the one console essentially. If you happen to have access, like for me, I wanted to play it on the Switch. The secondary system for me would be the Xbox or even the PlayStation. But because I have Xbox Game Pass, I get access to the Founders Pack there. So I'll have access to the things I already have on the Ultimate Edition on the Switch if I were to go access the game on the Xbox. But there's also a catch to that. You have to make sure you are syncing to the cloud. There's actually a thing you have to go into the game and in there and make sure that you sign up for the account and then sync to the cloud so that when you go to do the same thing on that other device, then you'll be able to.
Is this game developed by Nintendo?
Gameloft.
Well,
they've probably learned from
Disney and Nintendo always got to be so.
There's always some catches, right?
Right. They always got to have some of that in there.
Whenever it involves kids, it has to be more complicated, I'm guessing. So,
yep.
All right. So a lot about that. So I also been playing and actually beat RPG Time Legend of Wright. I beat it last night, in fact.
All right.
I'm not going to spoil anything because I really highly recommend that. What did I compare this with? This is a like reading a bedtime story to your kids, but then you're playing it, really adventurous bedtime story for the kids. It's such an endearing game, as I've mentioned before. It's just such an experience to go through that I think it's got to be experienced by everybody who loves video games. So it may not be everybody's cup of tea. I already know not every game is everybody's cup of tea. And there's probably gonna be something that everybody's not gonna like. Like one of the things that I'm a little like, it's an easy game. At least I felt, and I'm not a good gamer. And if I felt like it's easy, I'm sure other people are gonna go in and just be like, this was a cakewalk. What is this?
It's not a game to play for difficulty, but for the story and the effects.
It's for the story and
the ambiance.
The little bits of just things that happen throughout the game, that happen in front of you or behind your character or around on the screen. There's a lot going on that is so much fun and just such a delight. I had a smile on my face every time I played the game because it was just that type of game. I'm still rolling.
I can confirm. I bought it on Tim's recommendation. I mean, he was over here hyping it up, man. And this week yesterday, actually, I bought it and I'm not too far into it, but it is absolutely one of the most charming games I've ever played.
What's cool about it too,
immersive.
What's so cool about it is there's just Marty, as you start playing, it's not just one mechanic you're playing throughout this game. There's multiple game mechanics that you use when playing this game. There's a common mechanic that goes throughout, especially like the major boss fights. Those are going to be common, but the smaller, there's like mini games that you play through each of the world chapters that you go through. And again, another endearing thing to this game. So, and I don't even want to tell you what kind of mechanics there are because that's a spoiler in a way too. Because there's a lot of things that happen that go along with the story. Again, the other thing that's endearing about it is that this is from the point of view of a kid who created this RPG game in their notebook that you're playing in class or, somehow playing in class, but they're in a classroom and they're playing it at the desk.
Very long recess.
Yes. In the notebook and all that kind of stuff. And it's animated, obviously, in the pencil type animation, but it's not just everything that happens in the notebook. It's also everything that the kid brings to life outside of the notebook using stationary classroom type supplies and
What
stuff
the
like that.
calculator shown in the trailer?
Yes, there's a calculator that was being used. There's a frog, a paper frog, origami frog that they use, but then a real frog that they ended up using, or the kid uses it in the storytelling. There's the story starts on one desk, and then the menu goes to another desk. I mean, it's just so clever, and it's like you would think Nintendo. It has a lot of like a little bit of that Nintendo feel, but like also maybe even like Pixar or something in there too, or Disney, in a way, but just so endearing and something special about this game that I'm trying to weigh where this falls for me
I was thinking
on
the
my
same
game
thing,
of the year for this year.
Tim.
So,
Look, Live Alive is going to be in my contention for game of the year.
mhm.
But honestly, even with just a little time that I've spent with this, it's going to be like I'm going to have to do my discernment method for how
Yes.
but like honestly, this what you said about it being Nintendo-esque, you just have to. It is so hard to describe this game
Yes, it is.
because there's so much going on. Like, okay, so if you love RPGs, great, there's something here for you. If you love like games like Yoshi's Woolly World or Yoshi's Crafted World because of the way the world's portrayed and the aesthetics, there's something here for you. If you love an enduring story, there's something here for you. If you love innovation in video games, there's something here for you.
Yes.
It's just like maybe this is a little hyperbolic, but like a game like this does not come along very often.
No, that's a good point.
And I'm afraid that I'm really afraid that it's getting buried. I'm afraid that it's flying under the radar when it shouldn't.
Yeah.
I really want to get people's attention. It's kind of why I've been hyping up Live Alive so much, is because I'm worried about the same thing, is that you don't get games like this very often. And now we're getting two in the same year on the Switch.
Yeah.
And like, go play RPG Time. Seriously.
Yeah, I wish there was a demo for it, like one of those demos where you could play a little bit.
I think it would ruin
continue.
Because you know what? I've heard so many people say that Live Alive's demo turned them off.
That's true. Very true.
And I don't know how they could have done a Live Alive demo any better.
Yep.
But just not include Edo period.
There you go. There you go. Honestly, I think you're right. If they had done here's what they should have done. The three that they should have highlighted were prehistory and the
Near future,
but without all the opening stuff. Let that be a surprise.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
then the take the egg thing out too. Just like let you fight a couple of battles in the Masaru's one where you're learning the moves, the Street Fighter one, just so you have all of that variety in there. That would have hooked people.
Definitely. That makes a good point on the demos.
Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Let me make this last point on RPG Time, then you can take over with RPG Time there, Marty.
I've said all I can say because I haven't played it that much.
Well, let me say this last point in regards to the RPG Time, The Legend of Wright. If you are a parent, I highly recommend this game to play for your kids. If your kids aren't into gaming, or not that, if they're not old enough yet to play, and you want to introduce them to gaming, I think this would be a good game to introduce them to.
Yeah.
Or even if they just started gaming and you want to introduce them to RPG games, I think this would also be a good one, with your help, of course, with the parents' help, because there are going to be some difficult points.
You got to be able to read.
Yes, and read as well. Yes, but I think this is, like I said earlier, this reminds me of you being able to play a bedtime story in a way. And I think this could be that type of thing for a parent to play with their kids watching and telling the story as you're playing through and letting them make choices, because there are points where you can actually make choices in the game. So highly recommended.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I
yeah,
talked to-
and the other thing too with that, I'll just throw this in there is, um, if you're a fan of board games too, you need to play this.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, board
board
game
game fan,
people,
there you
you
go.
are gonna love. You're gonna love RPG Time. It seriously.
Yeah, I talked about the game
Go.
last week. I played like the first half hour or so, and I'm liking it, and I want to play it. I've been Inscryption has had my attention all week. But
Yeah.
I
So
plan
Jesse,
on
why don't
trying to
we
hit
head
this
over to
this
you?
weekend.
Why don't we head over to you? Talk about what you've been playing.
Okay.
Since you mentioned Inscryption.
Okay, well, so first, before I do that, I want to say I finished Picross 3D, and then started Picross 3D round 2, and I'm
I love
already
it.
just under halfway through it, maybe. So it's just one of
Wow.
those. And well, yeah, I forgot how much more. The fundamentals is the same. Rotate the block, chip away at what you don't want anymore. But this one adds second color, which, because adding a third possible state for each block really changes the strategy, and
Yep.
it's really good, and I like it. So someone last week asked if it's worth getting. Yeah, it's worth getting.
It's
So good.
frustrating too. So I'll just say that the
And-
second color is frustrating.
Yeah,
to me.
and this one has 3 or 4 different difficulty levels. I think what the differences are in the amount of hints that they give you on the sides of the cube, and the harder you play it, the fewer hints they give you, but still enough that it's solvable with logic. But that also increases your score multiplier. So I've been playing it on hard. I don't remember what I played it on when I played it through the first time through, but I'm playing it on hard now. And because the hard multiplier doubles my score, even if I make one mistake, sometimes 2, depending on the puzzle, I can still get the highest reward. So I don't feel like I have to go back and play a flawless game. Whereas in Picross 3D, you had to play a flawless game if you wanted to show the flawless score. In fact, I don't have a flawless score in this Picross 3D. There was the last 2 puzzles. I only got 2 stars out of 3. I'm like, I don't. And I tried both of those puzzles 3 times. Couldn't get it past the target time. So I'm like, I'm not gonna do this again. I'll move on to the next game. Anyway, so again, those, if you like puzzle games, those are good. Again, Picross 3D is on DS. Good luck finding a cart. Picross 3DS round 2 Picross 3D round 2 is on 3DS. It's on the eShop. You can still buy it, but you can't add any more credit to your eShop account anymore. So either you already have the credit, or you tie it to the same account as the Switch, then you can add funds on the Switch to spend on the 3DS, or you're kind of screwed. I don't think this game had a physical release in North America. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I don't think it did. I think this was digital only here. Okay. Again, I've been continuing through Inscryption on PlayStation. I finished the game 2 times on the PlayStation. So I've played the game in full 4 times total, 2 on PC, 2 on PlayStation. I got all of the trophies that you can get from the main game. The only trophies left that I haven't collected are in Casey's mod. And if you remember me talking about that from earlier this year, I have never beat a single run in Casey's mod. So I think I'm done with the trophies, because I can't beat that one. I don't know why. If I do go back and poke at it again, it'll probably be back to the PC version. I'm pretty much done playing on PlayStation. So this weekend, I plan on going back to RPG Time.
Nice.
And then the last game I want to talk about. Oh, I don't want to talk about it, but I have to talk about it. Temtem, which we talked about 2 years ago when it was released on PC in early access as being a Pokemon clone. And, a number of people out there are saying that it's better than Pokemon. In fact, I saw a video, I didn't watch it, but I saw a video recommended to me saying 10 reasons why Temtem is better than Pokemon. And No, it's not. I can tell you that. So I did a stream for about an hour and a half last night, so that's out on our YouTube channel. Oh, Miss is in the chat, and he watched me play it, so he can back me up on this. That game.
And thanks for subscribing, Miss.
The game is, first of all, is a slog. It is so slow. Just
that's not good.
I even had instant text in the dialogues. Of course, I was reading it out loud instead of just in my head as if I was playing it alone because I was on stream. But it's still pretty chatty. The battles are actually 2v2. So you put out 2 and your opponent has up to 2. And that took a while to get used to, because in Pokemon, if you had a double battle, say I have 2 opponents, I know each has 2 Pokemon because it says how many they have. If I focus on, say, the left character and knock out their 2, then I'll just have the one character left one at a time, because that person isn't going to send out his second one to fill in the hole. On Temtem, they do that. So I took out the 2 Pokemon from one guy, or the 2 Temtem from one guy, and then the other guy brought out his second Temtem. So that caught me off guard, but okay, yeah, new game, new rules. That's fine. I get it. Mecha asks, are there no single battles? It starts out with single battles, but as you get into the game relatively early, it will start doing doubles. Pretty much every battle against an NPC trainer will be a double battle. And then even you can come up against wild Temtem, 2 at a time as well. So basically, the combat is geared around the 2v2. There's a stamina system on each monster where certain moves take away a certain amount of stamina. And then at the start of the next turn, they regain like 3. So I say, if mine has 25, I can do a move that spends 5, and then I'll get 3 back. Then I spend 5 more and get 3 back. That doesn't sound so bad until you want to do the move that costs 21. So if I do that move that costs 21, I'm down to 4. I'll get 3 back to 7. I can't do that move 21 again. Well, I can, but there's penalties. If you do a move where you don't have enough stamina, the move will still trigger, but my monster will become exhausted. It'll do self-damage and will lose a turn. So again, just the stamina system on itself, again, slows it down. There's more. Some of the moves have a cooldown. So like my starter has 2 moves that has to wait 1 turn before it can trigger it. I think in the little tutorial, they can go up to 3 or 4. So, you can only fire off your strong attack every 2 or 3 turns. In addition to the stamina system, that just slows the game down further. Mecha asks if I rage quit. No, I didn't rage quit. I quit at a reasonable location, the first town outside of the starter town. But again, it took me 90 minutes to get there. And I did not like how long that took to do it. Again, I didn't like how the pacing of the game was really slow. I don't know these creatures. I don't know their types. I don't know their strengths and weaknesses. Well, if I have everything in the Tempedia, I think that's what they called it, then it'll tell me which moves are stronger or weaker. But until I have both of the monsters, what I'm fighting with and what I'm fighting against in the decks, it's not going to tell me. And it'll tell me after the fact, yeah, this did half damage, this did double damage. But again, I'm not going to know why, because I don't know what types these are. I don't know what types are even available.
Right.
So yeah, I don't like the game. I probably will try it one more time, give it another hour to see if, anything, once I get past, this first city, if that changes my mind. I doubt it will. Oh, and this is an MMO. So you're seeing everyone else who's playing the game with you running around the same city or the same field. If you'll see an NPC facing another player character with like an attack icon above their head, showing this player is busy doing a battle against this NPC that will then attack me as I walk by. So. Hey, it's Chad. Ask, what game is this? This is Temtem.
You were describing video game hell.
Yeah.
To me, this sounds like the biggest exercise in futility ever.
Jesse, welcome to hell. This is your torture.
It's
welcome to hell.
Yeah, you just have to play Temtem forever.
Yes.
You have and that's how long it'll take to get to walk to the end of the game.
One more thing I want to throw out there.
Oh Lord, there's more.
There's a premium currency.
Of course there is.
With microtransactions. The game is $45. This is not a free to start game. I didn't look at the transactions. I didn't look to see what I can do with the premium currency. I didn't want to know.
You can probably get shiny Temtem. Or no, I'm sorry. That would be too close to Pokemon. They're sparkly. Or iridescent.
Yeah, so, hey, as Chad asked if EA already got a hold of it. No, it's not an EA game, but it might as well have been.
Maybe it's the opposite and you get matte Temtems.
You get cell shaded 2D Temtems.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. This sounds awful.
That I like. Any Poke waifus? No, not really. The models are really generic.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah. So again, you can see me struggle or suffer through an hour and a half of this. I probably spend about 10 or 15 minutes in the character creator. Oh, and I like to go through menus and nitpick on bad UI design. This one is like the worst one. There's an option where there's two. The menu has multiple columns, and then I can choose if I like. One of the columns only has two options. One's colored white, one's colored blue. And it cycles through. If you go up, 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 it'll cycle through. So up, basically, in this case, up is the same as down. Which one's the active option? Is it the white one or the blue one?
Oh my gosh.
I'll give you a hint. I guessed wrong the first time. It's the white one. The white one is the one that's
the funny. I guess the funny part about this is they legitimately want people to pay money to play this game. That's pathetic. It's pitiful. Wow.
Yeah, Miz. Yeah, again, Miz was in the chat with me last night. He says the game doesn't look good.
Just wait for Pokemon Scarlet Violet.
Yep, I'm looking forward to that one.
There's a reason why Pokemon has been around as long as
I don't remember if I said it on show yet. I think I've mentioned it in the post show, but my plans for Violet and Scarlet is, remember several months ago I bought the Japanese game vouchers. I'm redeeming one of, I think it's Scarlet. Yeah, Scarlet. From the Japanese eShop with one of those game vouchers. So I can start playing it on Thursday.
Okay.
I plan on taking that Thursday off of work. And while I'm not going to live stream it, because we probably get in trouble, I will record the first hour and a half, and have that video live at like 8 a.m. Friday
Jesse,
morning.
that's a legitimately purchased copy. I mean, I don't think you can get in trouble for that. I mean,
I'm not going to risk
embargoes. Review embargoes will be up several days before.
Yeah,
I'm
not going to risk it. So I'll post the VOD Friday morning.
I got you. Well, I'm looking forward to that actually. So that's what Jesse's been playing. Let me talk real quick about this. May surprise some people who've listened to the show. But this week I just finished Deltarune Chapter 1 and 2 for the first time. I love Undertale. It's one of my top 5 games of all time. Deltarune Chapter 1 and 2 are really good, guys, and they're free. So if you've not played this game yet, you really need to check it out. I've had a ton of fun with this, trying to figure out how it's connected to Undertale, if it's connected to Undertale, whatever it is. But I hesitated on this game because I'd started Deltarune Chapter 1 a couple of times. It just hadn't grabbed me. But I'd also hesitated on it because I wanted to wait until more chapters were out. But after playing Live Alive, I just wanted another RPG. So I thought this would be a good one. My son has been pressuring me. He's been bullying me to finish Deltarune 1 and 2. And apparently we're supposed to be getting something this week. Toby Fox says it's not a game because there's not any more games coming out, or there wouldn't be any more chapters coming out this year, but that there'd be something to celebrate the anniversary of Deltarune. So now I'm going to look while we're talking.
I think he said starting with Chapter 3, he's going to start charging for it. And
and that's okay, because I think he said with starting with Chapter 3, it's going to be a pretty more, like there's going to be more.
Yeah, well, it could be that you get 3, 4, and 5, or whatever the end of the story is all at once.
I would love that.
I don't know if that's
There's actually 7. There's 7 chapters.
Oh boy, so maybe not the whole game, but it's something. I'm remembering that he plans on releasing more than 1 chapter at a time. But again, it could be wrong with that.
On September 5th, he said won't be able to put out any new chapters of Deltarune this year, but as usual, we have a little something special planned for the anniversary of Undertale Deltarune Chapter 2. See you next week. So
cool.
Maybe an announcement of when those are coming out, or something like that. But I just love, guys, it's so good.
Is in the chat says that he heard it's not connected.
It's just using same characters, but in a different story.
I get that, but then look, there's moments where characters recognize, like your character recognizes other characters. You know what I'm saying? So,
yep.
I think there's a connection. I think it's going to be a big mid-game reveal.
Maybe that makes sense. I mean, because
and
there's only like 2 chapters.
For those of you who have finished it, chapters 1 and 2 so far, the ending of Chapter 2 freaked me out. I was like, what? But
I don't even remember what happened. It's been so long since I played it.
It was actually more like, what? Because I was playing it at 12 o'clock in the morning.
You had to whisper it.
Laying in bed. So, yeah, I've also been playing some more TMNT Cowabunga collection. I just love it. It's so good. We played some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade game. And we'll probably beat Turtles in Time this weekend just because I want to. Because it's good. But that's really all I've been playing. I think
I gotta ask you this. Because you played the Revenger, Shredder's Revenge, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
If you could only pick one, which one would you pick?
Oh, don't ask me to choose. Which version of Turtles in Time?
No, I'm saying if you had only pick one of these 2 games, the
which one
Collection
to get?
or the Revenge.
Oh gosh,
Revenge.
Cowabunga Collection.
Okay,
because there's too many on there that are good. Even the Game Boy games are good. So yeah, I would go Cowabunga Collection. Even though Shredder's, I would really be sad to lose Shredder's Revenge because it's so good. It's so good. I want to
Splatoon 3
play
is
that.
live, right? Is now live.
What?
Splatoon 3 is now live.
Splatoon 3
Oh,
is
sorry,
now
we're ending the
live.
podcast now. So we
All right. Well, bye. No community spotlight this week. It's been episode 391 of Nintendo Dads. No. Anyway, I'm gonna throw this into what I've been playing simply because I don't know where else to play it. Longtime listeners of the show know that I have been really big on Fortnite. I think that maybe I'm done.
Ooh.
I really do. Like, I made it to level 100 this season, and I have not touched it in weeks. And part of it is I went back to school, and like a lot of expendable time that I had where I was leveling up is now gone. So I don't know if I'm gonna, like, I'm already in the crew for this month, which means I'm gonna get the battle pass for the next quarter, I guess, or next few months for free. If you want to put quotes around it.
Yeah.
So I may dip into that, but it may be losing my interest. I think it ruined my interest in video games for a while, actually, because I was so laser focused on it. But that's all I played. And everything else kind of felt stale. And then Live came along and ruined that. So it has changed me as a gamer. I really believe that. I believe games can do that. But anyway, that's what we've been playing, guys. Let's turn on the community spotlight. All right. Here at the top, let's talk a few contests here. Tim, why don't you fill us in on this info and then get right into our questions too.
Yep. And before we do that, actually, just shout out to everybody who's joining us live tonight in our Twitch and YouTube and in our Facebook channels. Mecha Dragon always showing up. We had Miz who's showing up. Earlier today, we had Matt Burke and Solo something. I don't know if they're still on.
Hold up. The Miz is in our chat?
Yeah, the Miz.
Not the Miz?
No.
The Miz. Yes, the Miz.
Miz 1K3.
The Miz.
You could have lied to me and I would have just been content.
Simon Hawkins. Hey, it's Chad was here.
Hambone Johnny said hey.
Yep, Hambone Johnny.
Hambone.
So Ninfrendo and Tony Baker, Ryan Garbutt. And
Ebicel says boom.
Ebicel. All kinds of our friends. And I apologize if I missed your name here. I'm gliding through the list really quick. So, but just wanted to give a shout out to everybody who stopped by or who is still here. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. So,
you're, I didn't know this, but your Splatoon level comes over too from Splatoon 2.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I guess. I didn't play it enough, so I'll probably still be
level
7.
13. That should tell you something.
I was probably 7 or something like that. All right. So real quick, we have contests going on throughout our various podcasts or communities. We have Monthly Mayhem, which is wrapping up over there just in time for probably a Splatoon thing. I'm sure they'll be working on something there. Then there's also the Dad's bounty boards that are going on. You have to listen to their show in order to find out what the latest bounties are. And then also Game Pass News Achievement Hunters will be releasing their latest achievement hunting goal next week, is from what I've been told. So lots going on there. And now let's jump into some of the questions we got. We got a few from various places here. So starting with Discord, we got Jamie or JDP Kart 18. Do you believe that Nintendo content creators are too focused on the negative side of the last few months of the performance of a company? I listen to many podcasts that focus on Nintendo, and the sentiment across many shows has been consistently shown to be negative. While this isn't really the issue is when these creators continually harp on the negativity that it becomes more detrimental than helpful. Focusing on negativity all the time cannot be good for everyone's mental health, not just the creators, but their audience as well. Is it time to focus more on the positives of the company's games and regarding the negatives, provide constructive feedback about what should be changed in their opinion, and then leave it be until the next issue comes along? What do you guys think? Should there's, I mean, it's probably simplest form has got to be balanced, right? But I think a lot of these podcasts probably think, let's talk about negativity to get the ratings, right? Or get people to listen.
That's what I was going to say. Negativity gets more clicks.
Yeah. So what do you guys think on the negativity stuff? I mean,
I think it's easy to talk about negativity, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think that, maybe I say that because I struggle with being a glass half empty guy, and I don't want to be. I would rather be a glass half full. Or as I realize in my life, my glass is pretty dang full. Like I'm pretty blessed. All right. So,
yes.
But I think it's easier to join the mob of negativity because this goes back to last week as we talked about fandoms and about how entitlement, like, I said, entitlement is ruining fandoms. I think that negativity is a place where negativity is a place where entitlement is bred. All right. Like, we don't like this. It sucks. And then you find somebody else who says it sucks. Well, then that doesn't just suck. Nintendo sucks. And, not just this game sucks, but all of Nintendo sucks. And then
everyone's going to escalate.
Yeah. It's really, really easy to be negative because you don't have to think about and defend what you're positive about. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
When you're negative, you just, I don't like it. Well, okay, great. Awesome. You don't like it. But if you raise your hand, you're like, oh yeah, it's not as bad as you think it is. It's not as, well, why do you say that? Why don't you say that? Don't you know this and this and this? It sucks. And then everybody else kind of piles on.
Well, like, look what I talked about. I spent 5 minutes not just saying Temtem sucks, but exactly what I didn't like about it.
You did, but here's the thing. You did that by playing it. You experienced it. And so you were able to say, I don't like this. It sucks because I've spent time with it. I spent 90 minutes with it.
Versus just hearing someone else's complaints and then without playing it, continuing it.
Exactly.
That's a good point.
That's my point, is that and Jesse, I would say, like, I think, this is the wrong way to say this. You earned the right to say it sucks.
That's fair.
That's why when I do first look videos on our YouTube channel, like, I am like, here's what I didn't like about it. Here's what I did like about it. There was one that honestly, like, there's a glaring example that stares out, is in my mind, and it's called, let me find this game because I want to get it right. It was a game, and I did the video food truck. It was like a food truck fighting game, and it sounded super cool. And then we got it. Food Truck Arena. You go look it up a year ago. It's kind of like Rocket League, but with food trucks, and it's god awful. It's terrible.
Wow.
I put the time in, and I don't say that about mini games. Like, I got less than 12 minutes on the video, and I was like, I'm done. I just can't do this anymore. I can't play it anymore. So I think that I would like to see more positives. I think there's great examples of positive podcasts out there.
Yes.
And positive, like, that's one of the big reasons that I'm not only a listener of, but a patron of Kit and Krista's podcast, because they do put a positive spin on a lot of stuff. And I know that when they say, this is not good, I didn't like it, I can trust that.
Right.
because they're not corporate.
And that's
You
a
know-
good point right there, is like, if everything you say is negative, then it's like, okay, actually think of it this way. I know this for a fact. I've seen it happen where I even had people tell me I'm probably an overly positive person. So I talk about things without saying things negatively about something. So people aren't likely to take my advice. Like, now that we both talked about RPG time and now Jesse's going to be playing it, then, you know, there's more validity to what I'm saying. But if I was just talking about RPG time, saying, you got to go play it, it's an awesome game, people aren't going to go play it because I'm always positive about games and stuff like that. They're probably, oh, Tim's probably just like, you know, everything's good to Tim. So it's, you know, who knows if it's actually bad. So there's the opposite side of that too. So there's that balance, I think, that has to be there. But I think a lot of people tend to get caught up in certain things too, where it's like, okay, I might be getting too positive, so I need to say something negative to be balanced. And then they start getting too negative or something like that, or vice versa.
I worry about being too positive, like almost feeling like it, like a Nintendo corporate shill, you know,
Or
like,
like a
oh,
fanboy.
Marty likes
Yeah.
everything, you know, and I struggle with that. So
Yeah.
I want to do some of the negativity too. And I think sometimes negativity can get out of hand. Right. But here's the thing
and
about
it's how we approach the negativity as well. So like that constructive feedback is the key there. And also how we provide that negativity, I guess. You know, if we're being negative about something, it's not making somebody else feel like they're a lower life being because they think it's a great game or something,
or they like something.
Or
right?
they like something. Yeah, they like it, but we don't. So
my wife listens to a podcast where they use a phrase, "Don't yuck somebody else's yum."
Yes,
and I think that's and you know, I have to tell my son that a lot. So he'll be like, I'll give you a great example. Recently, my daughter has decided that she wants to watch Grey's Anatomy. Do I like Grey's Anatomy? Nope. Does anyone, all the rest of us, like Grey's Anatomy? No. Does she take over my TV a lot of days and watch 3 or 4 hours of Grey's Anatomy? Yes. But my son's always forever in the background going, watch Grey's Anatomy. It sucks. Grey's Anatomy's stupid. Doctors are stupid. It sucks. So sucks. And I just always have to tell him, it's like, dude, what did this show ever do to you?
Right.
Like what? It's just stupid. It's just stupid. It sucks. I'm like, don't yuck her yum.
Yep.
She's not constantly behind you.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
While you're at your computer going, playing Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story sucks.
Exactly.
Mario and Luigi sucks. Game Boy sucks. You know, or 3DS sucks. She's not doing any of that. She's just living her life.
Right.
Let her live her life.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I say that what I said because my oldest daughter has pretty much been binge watching Grey's Anatomy for 4 years. She's probably seen the entire series.
Well, my daughter has cut through 3 seasons in a week or 2.
And there's like 10 or 11 seasons of that thing.
There's 19.
19? Oh, crap. I didn't think it was that many.
It's been going on. It's been going on for a long time, but I didn't realize it was that long. That's crazy. So, all right. Yeah, it's a great question, Jamie. And obviously got us to have a long discussion about that. Andros also gave us a few questions, it looks like. If you could go back in time and start podcasting and content creation sooner in your life, would you do it? The background to that question is I often wish, and this is Andros, again, from our friends at Nintendo Pals. He said, I often wish I discovered the hobby sooner. I enjoy it so much and feel like a lot of building the skills and an audience around content creation is just time. Imagine where I'd be now if I'd started as a podcaster when I was in college or high school. Not something I can go back and change, but, and here's the key here that I thought I should highlight, but as a parent, I have the goal to introduce my kids to opportunities to learn new hobbies and skills and hopefully foster ones that they like early. Maybe they'll find their thing much sooner than I did. So question basically, would you go back in time and tell yourself, hey, you're going to love this, go start early?
Well, see, I think I'm in that weird age where if I like podcasting didn't really exist as a thing when I was in my 20s. It was just like the closest would have been, I could have recorded audio. Editing it would have been much more difficult. And where do I put it? I don't know. So, I've been, podcasting on and off for 12 years. I started with the VG Tribune in 2010. And while there has been podcasting since earlier than that, I think it's still relatively new. And I was learning a lot of things then. But one thing that podcasting has done is helped me with kind of like the public speaking. That's the part growing up I was really horrible at, and but I remember like when I did my undergrad and masters back in 2010 through 2013, I think is when I graduated. The teachers could tell that my ability to speak in class is improved, or in front of the class, not necessarily just in class, but at the front of the class, has improved just because I've had more practice speaking in front of a microphone every week for a while. This was all before Nintendo Dad started. This was all just when I was doing Roundtable.
Nice. It's funny you brought up the whole, back when we were in our 20s, this wasn't really going on, right? So, but I actually did record on tape and actually did record a few things with friends on tape. And I have those tapes somewhere around here where we're just goofing around, doing fake interviews or doing, just having a good time or being fake DJs. Or I was being a fake DJ, so just
in between your real DJ gigs.
That was later on. That was when I actually became a DJ. Okay. So I did a lot of that stuff when I was in my teens. Then when I got older, that I actually got DJ equipment and did some DJ stuff. But I didn't have to speak as much there. It was just more of introducing the song if I had to, or introducing people or whatever. It wasn't like we do now. But I agree with doing this now. It's also been an improvement on things for me, career-wise, speaking-wise. I still stumble over words, but not as bad as I used to. And people have noticed it too and made mention it to me. So, and I've actually had somebody ask me, hey, so what have you been doing and all that kind of stuff? And they mentioned, I don't know if anybody saw this in a Discord, and I don't know if you saw this, Jesse, but I entered a contest at work, like who's the nerdiest at our work, essentially at our company contest. So I entered myself. I didn't see this,
but yeah.
I entered in, I'm a Nintendo dad with, 3 other guys, and we do a podcast on a weekly basis. And I also, do streams and YouTube videos on games and stuff like that, all around video games, Nintendo games. I entered it in and I actually won second place in the contest. So, out of 3 places. So, which was really cool. And I had somebody reach out to me and we talked about it, and we talked about what I've been learning from the experience, and like what you said, how to speak much better in front of people has helped me with, for sure.
I speak gooder than before.
Yes. So, but I mean, just being able to confidently, I guess, more confidence in front of people, I suppose, is a better way than my English hasn't gotten better, but my confidence has gotten better. But as far as being able to go back, I think there's been times with the video editing or creating some of those YouTube videos that we worked on, or that I worked on. I wish I would have gone back and got into more of a media type position, although my position is instructional designer that I've done for most of my career up until recently. I did a lot of creating. I created e-learning, or computer-based training, so courses there. So I got to be creative there. And I transitioned some of those things I learned there to the, the videos I've done. In fact, I used a lot of those things that I did when I did the first video for the Nintendo Dads that I ever did when I did a review back in 2017. So,
see, now that I think about it, when I was in high school, I had a bunch of friends who worked / volunteered at the cable station owned by the school district, and they ran a show I think Friday night, Saturday morning, called "Why Are You Up?" Why are you -up? And it was broadcast live. It had people call in and ask questions, and I was actually there in the live studio audience for a few times. But obviously doing cable, to prepare a cable channel, the video for a cable broadcast, there had to have been editing involved. And I know they used to have an Amiga toaster software, but how do you, I would have liked to have learned how to edit analog video and audio.
yeah.
It's much more difficult than what it is today with digital, I'm sure.
Yes. Yeah, there's been times where even, the very beginning of me being involved with the Nintendo Dads, I thought of switching careers and going to a school here called Specs Howard, where they have digital media courses and stuff like that in various areas. So including like graphic design or, like I said, digital media, content creation, and working in that field, but it doesn't pay very well. So I didn't have the luxury of doing that. So, but yeah, do I wish I could have gone back to do that? I think it would have been cool to be able to get in the field a lot earlier. So, but I don't have any regrets how I got where I am now. Let's put it that way. So what about you, Marty?
So maybe people know, because I think I've talked about it a couple times on the show, that I was actually on 2 other podcasts before I joined the Nintendo Dads, and that the second one that I was on was actually how I came to be on Nintendo Dads, because we were doing that show at the time.
That's when we found you, yeah.
And we did a contest between the 2 of us. Mario Maker was out on the Wii U.
I remember this.
And we had to design a level, that the other show would play for bragging rights, and basically to say who was the better podcast. And we won. And then the Nintendo Dads won me after I came in to the show right before the reveal of the Switch. I think it was November, and they revealed or maybe they had already revealed the Switch. I don't know.
They revealed it in October of 2016.
Okay, so I came in November, and then was there for the big reveal in January.
Nice.
I wasn't available on that night because I had a business trip, and that happened during that live presentation was going on during my return flight.
Oh,
so pretty much as
terrible.
soon as I touched down, I started watching it on my phone, and then when I got into the car and ready to drive home, I was listening into the rest of like Zach and Justin's live reaction.
But I will say about content creation, I'm cool with when I came into it. It was like I always did acting and things when I was in school as part of drama and forensics, and even being a pastor now. I mean, I speak publicly, so it wasn't something that I like really just like wanted to do. But I still have a really hard time like rectifying in my head that people want to hear what I have to say. That to me is still like a weird thought.
Yes.
So I get like I would be sad if what we had ended, but I can't sit here and say that like, oh, I wanted it to be, like I've always wanted to be a movie star or whatever. Not really. Not really. Like I always wanted people to hear my voice. Not really. So I'm thankful and I'm grateful, and I love the aspect of this whole thing that allows me to get to do some of this with my kids.
Yeah.
But like I think back to like the very first game that I ever tried to stream was Snake Pass on the Switch.
I'm sorry.
And yeah, and like I was doing it from like some equipment that didn't work good together and all kinds of stuff. And so now,
Yeah.
so I go back and look at that versus where I am now. Like I'm proud of that.
Yes.
I'm good with that. But like Justin says a lot. It's not a job. It's a hobby.
Yep.
It's a way to hang out with friends. It's a way to talk about topics that maybe I don't have people to talk about. And I don't have anybody like around me that like wants to geek out about Nintendo.
Right.
Like this. And so I'm okay with that. That's why I keep showing up on Thursday nights. And we did have the editing stuff in high school, like the manual editing machine where you had to spin the wheel and cut. And I never learned how to do it though. But I remember being in there and seeing it.
Yep. I do like I said, what Andros said about what he's learned from this and what he wants to instill in his kids. And I think I've done that with my kids, because there have been things that I wish I could have done sooner rather than later, and trying to make it apparent to my kids as well, the opportunities that are out there. So I think that's a great point that Andros brought up. So great questions from our friends over at Nintendo Pals. Zablanc from our family podcast, the Dads After Dark show. Question.
I think this is a question more for you, Tim.
Would you rather live the rest of your life on an island with nobody to talk to, your toenails peeled off, that feeling that you have to sneeze, but you never do every waking moment, no clothes, no shade, no sunscreen, a permanent migraine headache, hiccups that never go away, and have diarrhea 12 times a day? Or play 1 hour of Disney Dreamlight Valley?
Wow. I think we know how he feels about it, right?
I would definitely, even if I didn't own Disney Dreamlight Valley, I would pick Disney Dreamlight Valley over all of that.
I mean, that's a pretty comprehensive list of suffering.
Yes. Yeah. Great question though, Zablanc. And
or play an hour of Temtem.
Or yes.
Oh gosh.
Again, I would pick Temtem over that first option of suffering. All right, next question from Solo Something. With the Mario movie coming, it got me thinking this week about the Nintendo Dads movie tastes. What is each of your favorite genres of movies, and what is one of your top 3 movies of all time?
Ooh, this is a good question.
During the pre-show, we talked about Short Circuit, and I mean that's a movie I liked.
I mean, I like that as a movie, but like when I'm thinking about
genre of movies,
genre,
one of your top 3 movies of all time,
I would say like not as much fantasy, but sci-fi. Like superhero movies, action, comedy type of movies.
That's what I want to say too. Like, can that be a thing? Can sci-fi superhero be a thing together? Is it a thing?
Well, I was saying that as 2 separate genres.
Oh well, no, I'm mashing them up as one.
Oh, sorry. They can be. I'm sure there's some movies that are combined.
Favorite genres, so it is plural. So there you go. You can have multiple favorites genres, and then one of your top 3 movies of all time.
I don't watch many movies multiple times anymore that I like, but I think the movie I'll go back to multiple times is like, see, like Justice League animated movie, the Flashpoint Paradox.
Okay.
So I think I've seen that movie probably a dozen times since that's been out. I probably watch that yearly, almost. So yeah, pretty much animation in general is another genre that I like. Not all animation are movies I like, but as a whole, I will try almost any animated movie. Give them a try. Not a fan of like the newer techniques. I'm more of a fan of the classic 2D hand drawn art.
Okay. Nice. If for me, and this will probably explain also my favorite type of genre. One of my all-time favorite movies is The Matrix.
Okay.
So watching that movie in 1999 in Hollywood at the Chinese theater, just the movie, just being there alone blew my mind. But the movie itself blew my mind, just how different it was, everything different, all the action sequences, all that kind of stuff. And it's ever since then.
And for 99, the effects were impressive.
They were outstanding.
Honestly, it's still kind of impressive to watch.
Yeah, they hold up.
Yep. So that is my one of my all-time favorites on that list, and that is the type of genre, one of the type of genres I like for sure. So and there's that's definitely one of those genres where if it comes out in the theater and I'm interested, I want to go see it in the theater, and then I'll own it at home and watch it 100 times. So
yeah. Let's see. For me, I think let's see. Gosh,
Nintendo Pals is rating us. Woo! Thank you, Nintendo
What's up,
Pals.
Nintendo Pals. Favorite, one of my top 3 movies of all time. Okay, I can name my top 3 movies of all time, and this should give you great insight into who I am as a person.
Hi. Sean Capri says hi.
Hey, Sean Capri. Empire Strikes Back, Transformers the movie, and Nacho Libre.
Nice. There you go.
That's an interesting split.
That's just it. That's it. Those are my top 3 movies of all time. I'm sorry if that offends anybody, but each of those
should not offend anybody.
It's a cinematic masterpiece in its own right, each and every one of them. So
yes,
there you go.
Transformers the movie is up there for me as well.
Yeah, no Michael Bay Transformers movies. That's not what I'm talking about.
I said Transformers the movie. And
the movie.
You say that's the animation.
The movie, 1986. Robert Stack, Orson Welles, Optimus Prime dies, ruins my childhood.
Yes.
It makes me the man I am today.
If my name alone, my screen name alone should tell you my favorite movies. Neo Prime.
Neo Prime.
Yeah. I remember last year or the year before, I watched both. Yeah. Last year was they did a showing in theaters for the 35th anniversary.
I went to that.
Transformers the movie. Earlier this year, they did the same for G.I. Joe the movie. I saw that. Not as good. I like the Transformers movie better.
Yeah.
In fact, I that's we talked about double dipping last week. I own the Blu-ray from the 30th anniversary of Transformers the movie, and then the Ultra Blu-ray version of 35th anniversary version.
Got the 40th one coming out soon.
Nice.
Yeah, 4 years to go for that one.
Yep. All great stuff, guys. Yeah, that's
absolutely
outstanding question.
Ms. says Ghostbusters 2, best movie of all time, period.
Ghostbusters 2.
There you go.
Okay, look, there's a Nintendo connection. Right?
That's a great movie. So I love Ghostbuster movies. Those are awesome. All right. Michael PJP asks, what's a Nintendo themed Transformers collaboration figure that you'd like?
I've already thought about this.
Go for it.
I want a clown car that transforms into Bowser.
That's awesome. I love it. I want a Samus ship. That ship that turns into Samus.
Ooh. Okay. That's a good one too.
With the Star Fox.
There you go.
They have to do it with Star Fox 2.
Yes.
If you want to get into Beast Wars, you can have a pig that transforms into Ganondorf.
Yes. There you go.
I mean,
And then
there you go.
Friendo says Robo-J3553 Soundwave.
It ejects real cats from its chest. Meow.
I want that as a t-shirt. I want Robo-J3553 Soundwave with a cat coming out.
Yes.
Evansell says Star Fox that turns into a sub. Yeah, no.
I think I need to talk to Adam because he owes me a character drawing. Maybe I'll ask him to draw that one for me. Draw me Robo-J3553 with a cat.
Can we get a robot king of Hyrule that transforms into a boat?
I like that one.
It's canon.
Yes. All right. Great. That was another great question.
That was a
Of course,
good
we have a lot of
question.
fun. And the last one is from our Patreon. Derek sent us a question over there. Do you think Ubisoft will include the Switch with its Assassin's Creed reveal on the 12th? I would love to see Origins or Odyssey on the Switch and not the cloud version. Do we think we will get anything like that on the Switch?
They've been pretty good about putting Assassin's Creed on the Switch, so I wouldn't see why not if it's technically possible. It's obviously been profitable because they've kept doing it.
Yeah, I honestly don't know. If they're doing, something, targeted at PS5, Xbox Series X, I don't know if they would want to dumb it down for Switch.
Yeah. I would really like to see them just use that to focus on Mario and Rabbids, but
Where's the Sands of Time remake?
Yeah.
COVID.
Still on
That's the
hold.
answer for everything. Right? COVID.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's probably true.
I always hope that we always get Assassin's Creed games on the Switch. These ones I'm afraid may not come until we get a successor to the Switch.
Yeah. I got you.
So, but I'm more than happy to be happily surprised if we get at least Origins or something. That'd be cool.
Yep.
All right, so I'll quickly go over our Nintendo Dads family of podcasts for our listeners. If you haven't already gone over to listen to our other podcasts in our family of podcasts, please consider going on over. They're available everywhere podcasts can be heard, which is you can go listen to Game Pass News, which they'll be dropping episode 69. Dreamlight Pass News is the title for that one. They just recorded that one today, and they usually drop them on Saturdays. So by the time you're done with ours, you might be ready to listen to theirs. Where they also talk about the games they've been playing, Game Pass favorites from the week, or things they've been listening to, or upcoming games that they're going to be playing from Game Pass. Great stuff. And if you're not following them on Twitter, go follow them on Twitter too. Lots of great information from them. So if you're overwhelmed from having Game Pass, they will help you along the path of finding some good gems that you may have missed. There's also Dads After Dark show. They are going to be dropping episode 108, which is a bonus episode in their time frame this Monday. But recently, they just dropped a special episode where John talks about his top 10 favorite roguelikes. Marty, you might be interested in listening to that one. So
I would.
He said, what makes a good roguelike is one of the questions he answers. Which well-known roguelikes didn't hit the mark, and which one was his favorite? So go check that one out, especially if you're into roguelikes. And then don't forget our Retro Logic, not ours, but Retro Logic in our family of podcasts, which has 3 different podcasts, all with the retro feel. The main one, Retro Logic, which dropped episode 86, where they talk about fighting games. There's On Topic Retro, episode 13 dropped, where they talk about Eliminator for the NES or Eliminator Boat Duel. So a couple of classics there. And then also Retro Groove, who's been doing their special guest Let's Plays of the We Are OFK episodes for us. In fact, there's one that we have to get out there very soon if we haven't done it already. I think it's episode 4, and then episode 5 will be dropping soon. So a couple more episodes to get through, but good ones to check out if you're on the fence about We Are OFK. It's a different way of listening to music, but you're playing a game, kind of like a storytelling, narrative way of listening and playing a music video in a sense too. But in their episode 3, Retro Grooves episode 3, they talk about movie soundtracks. So we were talking about our favorite movies, but they talk about top 5 movie soundtrack albums of the 90s. So any movie soundtracks that you might have been into the 90s, go check out and see if it made their top 5.
Cool Runnings. Better be there.
So, yes. So all of those things you have to go listen. I still have to listen, and I think I'll have to try to do that sometime this weekend because I want to see what made it to the list. But with that, that's all what's going on in our family of podcasts and in our community. And thanks to everybody who sent us in questions. Don't forget, you can send us questions in any of the places that we're at. And you don't have to wait for us to ask for them. You can send it to us via email, which Marty will talk about in a minute, where you can send that. You can send it to us in chat form here right now, if we happen to keep an eye out for that, or Discord, or Patreon, or Twitter, or even YouTube if you leave a comment on one of the videos. All kinds of different ways. So that's it.
Yep. That's it for episode 391 of Nintendo Dads. We want to thank you for hanging out with us again this week. And thanks for listening, guys. Really, we super duper appreciate it. You guys are awesome. As we close out the show, we want to say a huge thanks to our Patreon producers. That's Dave Ernsberger, Solo Something, Alexander Ocampo, RJ Kern, and Chad Benoist. They back us at the $30 Patreon level. And so we're super duper thankful for you, but we're also super thankful for anyone who backs us over at patreon.com/Nintendo Dads. Head on over there and come and be part of the best community on the internet. And Tim might even give you a fidget spinner. They're
trying to hypnotize people.
Are they selling those things for like 50 cents in bargain bins at this point?
Probably. I bought these at the height of what they were. This is a Darth Vader fidget spinner. I had to have it. So
where's Darth Vader on it?
It's just Darth Vader helmet and colors, black and red.
You know, he's on the inside very dizzy.
Yeah, yeah.
Very dizzy.
Anyway, we also want to thank all of our followers over on YouTube. Over 6,300 of you subscribe to us on YouTube. You can head over and look for us over there at Nintendo Dads. On Twitch, almost 1,400 subscribers. We're sitting right at 1,380 something. And we want to say a huge thanks to our 16 Twitch subscribers who also get access to our Discord community and activities because they throw their Twitch Prime subscription on Nintendo Dads, and that helps them get access to Discord. You can do that too if you have an Amazon Prime subscription. Head on over, find your Twitch Prime details, sign in, and subscribe. You can get 20% off your Manscaped order by going to manscaped.com and using the code NINDADS. That's NINDADS. And be sure to check out our merch store, nintendodads.org/merch. In fact, just check out our website. There's a countdown right now. And I've heard maybe possibly there's new merch coming. Right, Tim?
That's correct.
Maybe. It's there. It's not there
possibly.
Yet. It will
hiding.
be there.
It's hiding.
It's hiding. Right, I've seen it. It's good. It's real good. It's real good. You can email us at nintendodads@gmail.com or call in and leave a voicemail at 929-25-NDADS. That's 929-256-3237. Big thanks to OC Remix for the music used throughout the show. And a reminder, wherever you listen to this podcast, go in and give us a 5-star review. Tell people you like us. Help people find us. or ET will have to phone home.
E.T.
Guys.
phone home.
Either that or
He's already doing it.
live
That's
on a
been it for episode
live on the Atari
391
2600.
of the Nintendo Dads. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Take you later, peeps.
Thank you for listening to Nintendo Dads.
Soundwave superior, Constructicons inferior,